Hello everyone and welcome back to A Girl Named John. Today we are going to do a cozy little prediction video. So I'm going to do my 2025 fashion predictions. If you're chronically online like me and you're in the fashion sphere, you've probably seen about 400 of these by now, but I thought that I would throw my hat in the ring, make my predictions for kind of the things that I've been seeing in my world through my lens. So let's get right on into it. Prediction number one is food themed items. I don't know if you have seen the latest Kate Spade collection with the sandwich. She recently did a collaboration with Heinz. There is so much food themed items out there already, and I think the trajectory is just gonna go way up as soon as all of this round of like brand deals is successful. Food companies and fashion companies are going to be like, whoa, that was crazy, let's do like 400 of those, and the market is going to be completely saturated with them. One of like the smaller brands that I've seen that does food themed items super well is Elisa Says Ga. The cutest things I've ever seen. If they were in my budget, I would have the set that they have. All of my examples are going to be over here in this little corner here. I'm obsessed with that brand. I think they do things super well. I recently bought a food themed item. I actually got a sweatshirt from TJ Maxx that says Mangiamo, and it has like the freaking cutest food motifs all over it. Jellycats have been huge, and they have their amusable line that's all food. So they have like a pickle, an avocado, every fruit you could think of, every vegetable you could think of, they've been everywhere. So I think food themed stuff is just gonna be the moment. Next is anatomical inspired items. So anatomical hearts, hands, I hate to say it, but feet. Recently, one of my fellow YouTubers, am I a YouTuber? No, I make videos. She's an actual YouTuber. She has actual following. Kathleen Illustrated recently just made her own version of, I believe they're Vivienne Westwood Oxfords that have like monster feet on them, and her version is so cool, and that got me thinking like, oh yeah, I have seen a lot of like anatomical stuff lately, like Zendaya's dress for the premiere that had like that spine motif, and then I think it was Bella Hadid did those like lungs. And I know that that was a while back for them, but it takes a while for like celeb stuff to trickle down into like the mainstream. And I think we've reached that point because I've been seeing a ton of anatomical stuff on Pinterest, especially hearts. And I'm actually personally obsessed with this hand ring. I've been looking at it for months. It's quite expensive for the real diamond and 14 karat gold version. Do I need that version? Maybe. But I really want it, and it's so cute. And I think it would look good on this hand, like maybe on this finger, or I might add it to my wedding stack. I don't know. I would love to be able to try it on, but of course it's on Etsy, so I can't. But anatomical is going to be huge for like some strange girl fashion, and like I'm into strange girl fashion, we all know this. So I will probably be buying that hand ring and maybe an anatomical heart necklace. I think it would actually look so cool if I put it on my eye pendant that I have of Chase, my lover's eye pendant. If I got an anatomical heart, so very like Victorian ghost, like creepy core. Obsessed. See, like, I'm into it. I'm into the anatomical trend. Next is something that I'm not as into, and that's the pink and green color combination. Wicked is having a moment right now. There are what, 400 different Wicked collabs. Like there's makeup, there's cups, there's shirts, there's lunch boxes, there's Christmas ornaments, there's everything Wicked you could possibly imagine. So we are going to see pink and green everywhere for the next couple of months, especially I think when we get into spring. Like pink and green are going to be really huge in spring. And also the Y2K revival is not going anywhere, and pink and green was a huge color combo back then. So like as us Zillennials are growing older, we're like looking for nostalgia, and I think we're gonna be like, oh yes, our childhood bedrooms were pink and green. Let's bring some pink and green back into our lives. I can just see it happening. It's gonna be everywhere, so brace yourself if you're like me and think that it's kind of a lot. Not that I'm one to judge. I love all things weird, but that one's just not the color combination for me. Maybe if it was like a soft pastel pink and like a sage green, yes, but like hot pink, lime green, no thank you. This one is already happening, but I think it's going to continue, and that's over accessorizing. So just layers and layers and layers and layers of jewelry everywhere, like stacks of bracelets on both arms, every single finger full of rings, layered necklaces, tons of piercings, like earrings in every hole. I think that is going to be huge in 2025. Accessorizing in general is going to be huge. I think we're going to see scarves make a comeback, which I'll touch on scarves later because they kind of tie into a different trend that I think is up and coming. But over accessorizing is going to be everything. I think also mixing metals is another thing that we're going to see, because people are just going to want to keep putting on accessories. They're going to run out of gold and be like, well, screw it, let's just put silver on too. And so we're going to see a ton of mixed metals, a ton of layers of just everything. I think headbands also are going to come in just because it's another thing to put on. I don't want to say it's like decora, because I don't think it's going to be like that kitschy or like cutesy. I think it is going to be like gold, silver, pearls, rose gold, like actual metals and gemstones, but we're going to see a lot of it. That brings me to my next controversial pick. I haven't seen this in any other video, but it's brooches. Brooches are going to make a comeback, mark my words, because people are going to be over accessorizing and be like, I'm missing something, I need more, and they're gonna look to brooches, and they're going to start putting brooches on their purses because of that like trinket trend where people are hanging a bunch of keychains and like fun little trinkets and stuff to their bags. They're gonna get canvas totes and put brooches on them. At least that's what I'm gonna do. That's my plan. I'm gonna go find a canvas tote and find some brooches at the thrift store and do my own version of the over accessorized bag. But I think I had that idea because I've been seeing the over accessorized bags and seeing the layering, and I'm like, and I think other people are gonna come to that conclusion. So brooches are going to be big again, because everything in fashion is cyclical, and we haven't seen brooches since like the 80s, and I think it's time for brooches again. Speaking of bags, small bags are out. It's big bags again. So we had those like micro bags that were literally like, you could fit a Tic Tac in it. I think Lizzo carried one. It was Jacques Mousse, I think, was the designer. And teeny tiny little bags were like the thing. And we're gonna pendulum swing the other way and do like insanely comically large bags. Ludicrously capacious bags are in. Especially for like the rest of winter, I think we're gonna want a big bag. And then clogs. Everyone loves a Birkenstock, and now Doc Marten has those Birkenstock-esque clogs that I personally want. I think they look amazing. They are so cute, and people have always been rocking Crocs. Like Crocs have been a thing for 15 years at this point. Crocs are not going anywhere. Crocs is evolving, and I think clogs are going to have a moment. I like the Doc Marten ones. They've been on my wish list. I've been eyeing them. This one is controversial, apparently. I mean, Pantone knows what they're talking about, but people were not happy with their pick for color of the year for 2025, which is Mocha Mousse. Unfortunately, I think they are completely correct. Sad beige is everywhere. The girls love a nude. They love a brown. They love a tan. Mocha Mousse is correct. I think especially for end of winter, so like January, February into March, we're gonna see a ton of brown. Then come back around fall, brown into next winter. So I think it's gonna have many moments throughout the year. We might even see it in summer for like a boho coastal cowgirl situation. Like if the girls are wearing like little brown wrap skirts, little brown bikini tops, like super tan skin, little cowboy hat. I could see that. It's all there. The pieces are all there. So I think, yes, they were correct in predicting that Mocha Mousse brown is going to be the color of the year. I can really see it. Like a cool toned brown is exactly correct. Yes. Then speaking of color palette, I think we are going to see, in response to the bright pink and green, I think we're gonna need a break from that and swing over to earth tones. Yes, Mocha Mousse, but also all of the greens, the tans, the camels, the nudes. That's gonna be huge this year. Maybe even like skin tones, so peachy, like very light pinks. I could see all that. I think we're going to see these manifest in what the girlies are calling elevated basics. So your hoodies, your sweatpants, your little crop tops, just like plain colored crop tops, leggings of course. You're gonna see them in denim. So I think we're gonna get a lot of brown denim this year. A lot of khaki. It's gonna happen. My husband, who literally only wore blue jeans and khakis, bought brown pants last year for Christmas, so he was ahead of the curve. But I was just on the Levi website and guess what? All of their jeans are coming in this brown color. It's gonna happen. We're going back to colored jeans of the 2010s, but instead of like bright pastels, it's just browns and neutrals. Honestly, if I'm being honest, LOL, yeah. I kind of want a brown pair of jeans. Sue me. Oh my gosh. And then a spin-off from Coquette and Ballet Core that we've seen all year with the bows and everything. Pearls. We're gonna see so many pearls. Again, with the over accessorizing, people are gonna get tired of the metallics. They're gonna want something else. Pearlescent is going to come back huge. Huge, huge, huge pearlescent. I can see us going back to pearlescent highlighter, super pearlescent eyeshadow, pearls in our ears, pearls around the neck, pearl bracelets. Pearlescent is going to be everywhere. Pearl buttons. And I know, like, here I am with all my pearls on. Pearls never really go out of style. They are super, super classic, but I just think that we're gonna see them so much next year. It's gonna be pearl everything. I think we're also gonna see pearlescent come into home decor just a little bit. Next year I can foresee us looking at a lot of pearlescent ornaments on trees, because this year it was the velvet bows. Next year it's gonna be pearlescent ornaments and like the icicles, you know, the classic icicles that like reflect pearlescent. I'm calling it now. Look at my pearlescent pillow. Like, I've always been into this stuff, but I just see it becoming like super mainstream in 2025. I said we were gonna get into scarves because we are. Knitwear is going to be crazy huge for every season. We are going to see it, of course, in winter where knitwear belongs. But I think even into spring and summer, we're gonna see knits this year. The crochet girlies are going crazy on TikTok. The small businesses are popping off. And I think we're gonna see a ton of it. We're gonna see a lot of DIY. So I think that's another thing that kind of ties into everything is the DIY. So everyone's making their own little trinket chains to put on their purses. Everyone's doing the friendship bracelets for the Eras tour and now every other tour that's happening. So we're gonna see a lot of DIY keychains, bracelets, necklaces. Then that's gonna go into actual clothing. So we're gonna see bags, we're gonna see scarves, we're gonna see every type of headwear. I just saw knitted bandanas on Pinterest and they were freaking adorable. And I would love to have one. And I'm like, the DIY trend is coming into being. DIY everything is going to be huge in 2025. We're gonna see so many tutorials everywhere, like DIY knitted headband, DIY beaded bag, DIY XYZ, Elemento P. We are gonna see DIY everything. Then, last but not least, I think individualism is going to be huge. So if you're in the fashion sphere, everyone is talking about finding your personal style. It's no longer really about trends. So it's funny that I'm making this video talking about what I think is going to trend in 2025. And unfortunately, I might be incorrect on all of this because I think a huge focus for those in the fashion sphere is what is my personal style rather than following a bunch of these micro trends, because I think we're getting burnt out of micro trends. We can't keep up with these cores anymore. Like what core is in? Cottage core, ballet core, goblin core, clown core, nostalgia core. Then yeah, there's just so many like niche things, and I think we were running through them so quickly that people just are gonna take a step back and be like, what do I actually like? What do I as an individual like? And I think that's overall a really good thing. Coming from someone who thrifts 95% of my wardrobe, I do have to kind of really understand what I personally like and what I'm personally looking for. And I think overall that's a good thing. Instead of chasing these trends and trying to just fit in, finding your own personal style is a very important part of your journey if that's something that you want to do. Okay, so those were my fashion predictions for 2025. Let me know in the comments down below if you think I'm spot on, if I'm way off. Put your own predictions down there. Let me know if you're excited about this or like super averse and you're like, absolutely not, I will be wearing all black. None of this affects me. Thank you all for watching. I love you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day.